nothing but the magnetic quantum number. Now what is the use of this magnetic quantum number, which is represented by m? Let's understand that. The value of m tells us the number of orbitals present in the subshell. Now what is the meaning of this? See, this value of m is going to tell you how many orbitals are present in S subshell, how many orbitals are present in P subshell, how many orbitals are present in D subshell and F subshell. How? Let's understand that. First you learn how to find out the value of m. The value of m is simply from minus L to plus L. Now what is the meaning of this? For example, suppose the value of L is 2. And what is L? Azimuthal quantum number. Don't forget that, guys. So suppose the value of L is 2. So the value of m is going to range from minus 2 to plus 2. So the possible values of m are minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Similarly, suppose if you want to find out the values of m for L is equals to 3. So what you will do, it will range from minus 3 to plus 3. That is minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now guys, comment in the comment box below what are the possible values of m if your L is 1. Okay, so comment below. Now moving ahead, in this magnetic quantum number, I have divided this magnetic quantum number into 4 basic cases, and these 4 basic cases are going to help you all to understand the complete magnetic quantum number. Now don't worry, those cases are very small and they are very easy, so there is nothing to worry about that. Let's understand the first case. Suppose if the value of L is 0, so L is equal to 0. So first thing that should pop to your mind, L is equal to 0 means which subshell? S subshell. Okay, L is equal to 0 means S subshell. This should pop to your mind first. Now how to find out the values of M? The M will range from minus 0 to plus 0, and of course minus 0 to plus 0 is nothing but a single 0, as 0 does not have any positive or negative sign. Okay. Moving ahead, since the value of m is equal to 0, so how many number of values does m have? M has only one value, that is 0. Since m has only one value, therefore S subshell will consist of only one orbital, and that is nothing but your S orbital. Now I hope you might have understood why I said over here that this S subshell will have only one orbital. Okay, now moving ahead, where it was, okay, so your S subshell consists of only one orbital, which is S orbital, and the shape of it is somewhat like this. Okay, now the second case, if your value of L is equals to 1. So if the value of L is equals to 1, the first thing that should pop to your mind is nothing but P subshell. L is equals to 1 corresponds to P subshell. Okay. Now moving ahead, what are the possible values of M? M will range from minus 1 to plus 1. And when you go from minus 1 to plus 1, the whole numbers are minus 1, 0 and plus 1. Now how many values of M are here? 1, 2 and 3. Now since there are 3 values of M, therefore P subshell will contain 3 orbitals, and these are those 3 orbitals: Px, Py, Pz. Now why it is being named as Px? Because this orbital is lying on the x-axis, whereas this p orbital, that is this p subshell, is lying on this y-axis. Therefore it is named as py orbital, and this is named as pz orbital because it is lying on the z-axis. Okay, so I hope you have understood why I said over here that your p subshell is going to have 3 orbitals. Similarly, you might have assumed that now d subshell is going to have 5 orbitals, but then too we will see how 5 orbitals. Okay, suppose your value of L is 2. So when your value of L is equals to 2, the first thing that should pop to your mind is nothing but d subshell. Am I right? L is equals to 2 corresponds to d subshell. So when you hear about the d subshell, now let us find out the values of m. The possible values of m will be from -2 to +2. So m will have values -2, -1, 0, +1 and +2. But how many different values of m are present over here? 5 different values are present. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So how many subshell? So how many orbitals will d subshell have? So d subshell is going to have 5 orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And which are those orbitals? 5 orbitals? Let's understand them first. The dxy orbital, the dzx orbital, the dyz orbital, the dx square minus dy square orbital, and dz square orbital. Now why it is being named as xy, dxy. Okay, it is being named as dxy because if you observe carefully, this d orbital is lying completely on the xy plane. Is there any involvement of your z-axis? No, it is completely in the xy plane, therefore it is named as dxy. Similarly, this is completely on the dxz plane, therefore it is named as dzx orbital. Now since this is completely on the y and z plane, therefore it is named as dyz orbital. See, now we have understood these 3 orbitals. Now let us understand why it is being named as dx square minus dy square orbital. Because one dumbbell is lying on the y-axis, whereas the second dumbbell is lying on the x-axis. See, one dumbbell is lying on the x-axis and the another dumbbell is lying on the y-axis. So therefore it is named as dx square minus dy square, or you can simply call it as dx square minus y square. Okay, the 5th orbital in d subshell is your dz square. Here this is little bit different from the other 4 orbitals. Therefore it is named as dz square because it is only in the z axis and it has a donut shaped ring over here. Okay, so this is just a exceptional case in when it comes to your d subshell. So d subshell has 5 orbitals. I hope you have understood that. Now moving ahead, suppose if your value of L is 3. Suppose your value of L is 3, then first thing that should pop to your mind, that is nothing but F subshell. And since the value of L is 3, the value of M is going to range from -3 to +3. So what are the value of M? -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 and 3, so on. Not so on, sorry, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Now since there are 7 different values of M, therefore it is obvious that F subshell is going to have 7 orbitals. Okay, and these 7 orbitals you don't need to worry because they don't need to study because they are very complicated and they are not being asked in any of your examination for. Hey guys, check out my channel where I've uploaded physics and chemistry videos. They might be helpful for you all, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more such interesting videos. And guys, thank you for watching this video.